Okay. Howdy animation fans, this is Mason on the Rotoscopers YouTube, and as always, nothing goes the way we expected it to. The live broadcast of the interview with Mike Venturini didn't really go through the way I thought because I forgot to switch the input. After figuring out the sound system, I forgot to switch the input from my USB mic to the sound system, and so there was in the end I had to delete the live broadcast of the interview because it was, just me talking to myself silently. So I'm sorry, but I redeemed myself because I archived the audio, like I saved the audio in a nice format, and so you will be able to listen to the interview in just a couple of seconds. So I'm sorry that I messed up the live broadcast, but it wasn't like Mike was on video or anything. He was just on the phone with me, and so it's the next thing to a live broadcast interview. And so what follows is the actual interview with Mike Venturini from Pixar, who's the supervising animator for The Good Dinosaur, which is out on video today. So go check out your DVD or Blu-ray copy. Also on the rotoscopers.com, there's we put out an article reviewing the actual video release, like the special features and stuff like that. So you'll want to check that out too. All right, now we're live. Okay, welcome to the Rotoscopers YouTube. My name is Mason, and today we have a super special treat. We are currently on the air with Pixar's Mike Venturini, who is supervising animator for The Good Dinosaur, which is, of course, is out on DVD and Blu-ray today. Mike, how you doing, man?
Great, Mason. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. So you were just commenting on the name Rotoscopers and said it was a vintage name. I like that. We are vintage.
Yeah, I mean, I started out in 2D animation where rotoscoping was a definite tool we had at our disposal, and now, in 3D, I guess mocap would be how that's evolved, but yeah, it was cool to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, man. Well, hey, we're going to get started into this interview on The Good Dinosaur, and man, what a cool and unique film and cool and unique characters. So, congratulations are definitely in order for you and the rest of the Pixar animation crew. And from what I understand, it takes the entire pipeline. It takes pretty much the entire studio to bring these awesome characters to life.
Yeah, definitely, especially something on the scale of a dinosaur, which was, totally new for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, so I got just a couple of questions about the characters. So Arlo and Spot, the two, main characters, of course, they meet a bunch of cool dinosaurs along the way. What were the challenges of... So their styles are less naturalistic and less realistic than the environment around them. I wouldn't say they're cartoony, but it's more stylized. How did your animation team make those more stylized characters work in such realistically rendered environments?
Yeah, we didn't really, the environment doesn't affect us too much because we're working in a low-res environment where we're mostly concerned with the ground plane. Mm-hmm. I would say, for us, the designs kind of, speak to the spirit of the character, so Arlo being a young boy, he's kind of fragile and soft. A lot of the round shapes really help bring that across, and then Spots are, a lot more tenacious, so he has a real square head, and he's kind of flat forehead and stubborn, and kind of he can just charge right into stuff head first. So that's a little bit about how the personality affects the design of the characters.
Well, all right. Now, Spot especially, he really stole my heart, and he's such a unique character because he doesn't say a word of dialogue in the whole film. I was kind of expecting at the end for him to be like, tapping Arlo on the head, being like, "Good dinosaur," and be like, "Oh, that's the point of it." But he doesn't speak at all. So, what were some of the challenges of bringing a character like that to life, and who doesn't have any dialogue, and being so unique as to be kind of this wild boy who's not quite Neanderthal, but not quite as advanced as Arlo?
Yeah, that I think was what was exciting about the film for the animators. Usually we have a lot of dialogue to help reinforce what a character's thinking or feeling at any moment. So for the majority of this film to have two main characters who don't have a common language, and you have to communicate through physicality and expressions on the face, the animators were really excited by that, and it really took us in a direction that we don't often get to do in our films. That was tremendously exciting, and so we had to really collaborate a lot as groups and share kind of what we're trying to convey in our acting and what we think is going on inside the character's head. And it really took us to a deeper place in analyzing the performance and how to bring that across in the animation. So it was super exciting.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it does sound exciting. So tell me a little bit more about the collaboration between departments to bring these characters to life, because sometimes it seems like it's just the animators or just the character designers. Tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, in this film, so because the environment is also a character in this film, it really helped a lot to understand from the effects department in the sim department, what was going to be going on in the environment, and getting in, early simulations of, say, a storm blowing through and debris flying through the air, and there's moments where the characters are walking against the storm and their stuff's hitting them in the face and they're kind of blinking and squinting to kind of, protect their eyes. And getting that information in earlier was really helpful. We have a lot of stuff where the characters are kind of in the middle of a flood or being swept down a river, so we would have to really collaborate with our sim department and get early simulations of the water in there so we knew where the water surface was, and then kind of animate the characters to that, and then bounce it back to sim so they could do a new render that was responding to the character interaction, and then back to us to kind of clean that up. So yeah, a lot of kind of, I would say with our sim department, we had more collaboration than we've ever had in previous films, and then the lighting department would really give us a sense of dark and stormy or beautiful and brightly lit, morning after a storm that really helped influence how our characters would be reacting in that environment.
All right, all right. Well, hey, I think we have time for about one more question, and I wanted to ask, so the book's coming, the movie's coming out on video today. And as supervising animator and as someone with all this collaboration, all this work, what is it that you want audiences to get out of this movie, out of the characters, Arlo and Spot, having worked on this film?
I think for us, what was special as animators and what we're most proud of is the authenticity of the performances. It's a new challenge that we haven't done in animation. It's probably some of the most spectacular acting that we've seen in our films, and I think it's a beautiful story about two characters, and it's a great kind of message for just us as people on a planet where we have two characters that come from different backgrounds. They don't share a common language, but they develop a bond in this journey to survive, and they become best friends by the end of the film. And they, to your point, they never get to a point where they even can speak each other's same language. So I just think that's a great message.
Yeah, it is a great message. Now that I think of it, they never get to communicate via language, but they get to communicate emotionally and kind of on a friendship level.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, hey, I think that's all we got, and I just want to thank you for. I just realized that I didn't even turn the sound on for this broadcast, but I archived the audio, so we're good.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, great. At least you got a backup plan.
Yeah. All right. Okay, now the sound's on. Sorry, everyone, but I archived the sound. Okay. So we just want to awkwardly end this interview with Mike Venturini. Thank you so much for being on the air with us.
Yeah, thanks for the great questions, and I hope everybody enjoys the movie.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so short and sweet, good interview. Mike's a super cool guy, as are all those Pixar artists, and so, oh man, I aspire to be just like him one day. And again, The Good Dinosaur comes out on video today, and so if you want to pick up your Blu-ray or your DVD copy, you can also support the Rotoscopers by going through our Amazon affiliate link, if you're cool. You're cool, right? Oh yeah, and could you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel and become a lifelong Patreon subscriber? Okay, thanks. As always, I am Mason on the Rotoscopers YouTube. But now that he's found Inner Peace, he's just kind of like, yeah. If you look at his face long enough, it's like, that fool's been smoking weed, man.